All I'm going to say is, and this is the last time I'm going to say it because I think this is a very serious situation. I'm concerned for Tammy. I really, really am. Her look in one confessional where she had the short black wig and the black dress, and she just it was concerning. It really, really was. So I hope and pray that all is well with her and that she gets okay. And if something is going on with her, I really want this to be her last season. I've heard rumors that this is her last season on the show, but if she's not healthy, I don't want her on it. Because this show and this whole environment will take a toll on you. And so I'm hoping that everything's okay, that maybe she's just losing weight to try to get into a wedding dress. But it was concerning. It really, really was. So Tammy, I hope everything is okay. I really, really do. Get healthy, sis. Get healthy. Whew. Let's get into it. Didn't mean to start off with a downer, but I was just, guys, yeah, that was alarming to everybody in the room who was watching that episode. Anyway, I forgot that Evelyn had like recently found her granddad. I remember when she posted it on Instagram, and I remember the video of her mom crying, but I just totally forgot until she said it again, and I was like, oh, yeah, she did find her pop-pop. And I love the fact that she's going back to Puerto Rico and really showing the devastation. I think that anybody who has some kind of platform that is taking cameras down there so that we, the viewers, can see this devastation and really be affected by it and see how Americans are actually living and just be I don't know, affected by it in a way where you want to help, where there's, even if you can't help, there's some kind of outrage where you get the word out. I think it's very wise of anyone who has a platform, who is on a reality TV show, or has any kind of platform where you can influence, help, or aid to this place. I think it's a great idea, and I love the fact that she's doing that. Despite her messiness this whole season, I'm going to give her a thumbs up for that one, because that was really good on her part. Good job, Evelyn. Does Malaysia have custody of her kids? Because when she said that my kids are visiting me for their spring break, and I'm like, are they not with her? I don't know. Did something happen, or is this just what she does so she can film the show? Listen, I'll understand, but I'm just like, I always thought that her kids were with her. And if they were and they're not anymore, what happened? Let me know, because y'all always got the tea. So Malaysia being terrified of the police officers, I get it. I understand. But I think that that's a natural Black American fear. Like, not natural, but it's just like I don't know any Black person that doesn't see the cops and just be like, oh my gosh, Lord, is this the day that I die? Like, we all have that fear because our lives aren't valued. Like, our culture and our labor is valued, but not our lives. So the fear that she was talking about having, I was just like, we all can pretty much relate to that. I don't know any Black children who hasn't had the talk about surviving in the presence of police officers. You know what I mean? Like, you know that you cannot act like a white person in front of a cop. Like, you know that you have to act subordinate. You have to act like you're beneath them no matter what they're doing to you, because they could take your life and nothing could be done about it. So when she was speaking to her sisters, I believe, about the situation, I was just like, I understand. We all have that trauma. It's like a shared trauma that we have as Black Americans in this nation. But I think concerning Malaysia, there's that shared trauma that we have. And then it's just also, oh, this could happen right now. Like, it's a reality to us, but it's, for her, it's like, oh, it's right here. It's right here, though. You know how we got to put stuff to the side just so we can, get through the day? That is on her mind 24/7. So I totally understand and I totally get it. Like, what we deal with as Black people concerning police officers, we can't even fathom what she's dealing with as well, because she's dealing with the loss of her brother by the hands of an officer, but she's also dealing with just the trauma that we deal with on a daily basis, dealing with police brutality and oppression. So, I applaud her for opening up. It was really hard to talk about. And her scene with her son was heartbreaking. It was necessary, but it was heartbreaking. It was sad to see his innocence just be taken away from him, because when you watch it, you see him go from being a real like innocent kid to like, okay, this is life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we literally watch his innocence be taken away. So that was a little difficult to watch. This was a rough episode for me. Starting off with Tammy and then getting to Malaysia and police brutality and her brother being murdered by a cop. It was really heavy, this episode, which is why I don't think a lot of people talked about it, because I normally go to Twitter after I watched an episode just to see what people are talking about, if we all were thinking the same thing when watching an episode. There wasn't a lot of Twitter interactions with this one. I don't think it's because like a lot of people were interested in the show. I just think it was a heavy episode. So, no shade, but we don't tune in to these shows for this, although they're living their lives in front of us, but we more want the updated dynasty, you know what I mean? So we're tuning in for like shade and drama and fashions and, cute little reads. They got hella heavy and hella deep for us on this one. Not a bad thing. I'm just saying, is that what we expect when we turn on Basketball Wives? But good job for them steering away from the norm and really, shaking it up a bit. No problem with it. Can we talk about how Evelyn is like, her and her family are walking around looking at the devastation in Puerto Rico and just really taking it in, and everybody is crying and just looking at, just the desolation of the land. And her daughter is stunting, okay? Mother got on the baddest glasses she could find. This cute little orange dress, like, buttoned up. Like, it was so, no shade, inappropriate. I just felt like it was inappropriate for the moment. It was, I'm not saying you got to go on TV looking a raggedy mess, but let's not have your fashions be the focus or priority, because I kept on looking at her as I'm looking at everybody else with their feet ashy from walking into devastation. She is like, hair is not out of place. Makeup is beat to the god. Like, she was so put together for a walk through a land that has been devastated by a hurricane. I don't know. I just kept on looking at Shanice like, girl. This was the time to just throw on some sweatpants and, a nice little natural face with a t-shirt and some shades. Like, this whole outfit was too much for the scene. It didn't correlate. Okay, so I'm going to need more information on Jennifer and this sweetie pie stalker. Like, it's very one-sided. You know what I mean? And I'm a woman, and I always want to believe the woman. I'm not saying that she's lying about the situation. I'm just saying we don't know what's going on. Like, she can't say much, but what she says is like incriminating. And then it's like, but there's no explanation. And then Kristen jumps in on the bandwagon of dragging this guy. And I'm like, just like us, Kristen, you don't know what's really going on. So why are you commenting on him stalking her and him, talking about where his mind is and what he's doing? And I'm like, you never met the dude. You don't really know what's going on. You just heard it from Jen, who you found was a liar this season. So why are you even jumping on the bandwagon of dragging this dude? Now, he could be wrong. He could be doing this, but I'm just saying it's one-sided. Nobody knows. They're not talking about it. Or at least I did hear that they are talking about it, and they're saying that she flipped out because he didn't want to marry her. Whatever it is, it's also one-sided on this show. And it's one-sided, and like there's so many holes in the story. So nobody knows what's going on. So if you can't tell us everything, don't say anything, because it's not making sense. And I just wish she would have had a different storyline, because this whole I'm living in devastation, I have a stalker, we never see the dude. There's no, like, they can't give us a lot of information, so why even bring it up if there's going to be so many holes in the story? Because I'm watching it and I'm like, what? How? She's leaving out stuff because of legal reasons, and it's just like, don't talk about it then. If you can't tell us what's going on, don't say anything. Like, you're talking in code. We got to decipher who you're talking about, and is it this guy or is it that guy? Like, what is going on? I never could get with this storyline with her this season, because it's too many pieces of the puzzle that we can't put together. So why discuss it? I knew Tammy would be here. I knew she would be here. I knew this would happen with her and Reggie, and that is what happens when you get in these May December relationships, especially when you're a woman and you get with a younger guy who wants kids, and you can't do it. And when she was talking to Jackie, I thought it was really sweet that Jackie was trying to help Reggie propose. But when Tammy sat down with Jackie and she said, "I don't want it. I just don't want it. He's gonna want kids, and I don't want him to resent me, and I don't want to take that from him." First of all, that shows me that she really loves this man. That she would much rather not have him if she can't give him what his heart desires. That's true love, because she could have been selfish and just, still went through with it, with everything, because Reggie doesn't want to adopt. He wants a child that has half of his DNA, and Tammy can't do that. She can't do that for him. And she doesn't want to keep on trying because her body is tired. She's going through a lot. Her energy was really low in this scene as well. That was also alarming to me in a way. And I'm just like, Tammy, what is going on? Like, if you can't talk about it, I would want her to get off the show as well, because if she's sick, this isn't the environment for her. And it also, I just don't want her going through the show being very vague and not being able to tell us what's going on out of embarrassment, or who knows what it is. But her energy was very off. It was really, really low. And this scene also was very heavy because she was talking about how she can't carry a child. She was talking about how the man that she loves wants a child and she can't give that to him. So she'd much rather let him go than have him stay in something where he can't get everything that he wants. She has him. That's all she wants, but he wants her and he wants their children together, and she can't do that. And I knew it was going to happen, which is why I just wanted her to have fun. I really, really did. I knew that she was going to be here, especially when they started talking marriage in the beginning and he moved in and became a part of her life. I was like, girl, this is too serious. This is too serious with some guy that's in his 20s. He's going to eventually start wanting things when he gets older, and if one of them is kids, you're going to have a problem. And here we are. Why don't these cast members watch my reviews and listen to me? I give you guys all this information and wisdom and guidance seasons before you deal with the mess you're dealing with now. Listen to Nikki. Nikki knows best. So Jen in this what turned into a therapy session. First of all, I want to say she looked great. I love Jen's makeup. I wasn't a fan of the hair. The hair looked very elementary, and it didn't correlate with the makeup and outfit. Like, her makeup and outfit was so so mature and classy and regal. And then this like elementary school hair, I didn't get it. It didn't line up with me. Like, when I was watching it, I was like, you look great from like the hairline down, but this hair, it just didn't work. But this is, in my opinion, the best makeup and the best outfit she's had this season. This scene with her, it was sad, especially when she said, I feel like I'm in the world alone. Whew, that got me. I don't care how messy she's been this season. I do care. But in that moment, I let it go and I felt for her. I really, really did, because, she's lost her parents. She really is in it by herself concerning family, and these girls in a sense are her family, and when they get into something and they cut her off, it hurts her. And she's kind of hurt that Shawnee doesn't want anything to do with her, and but that's Jen's fault. She should not have involved people in trying to take down Evelyn, especially somebody who would have just been a casualty of war and not your target. She was wrong, so she got to feel the brunt of that. And even though she is in a sense in the world alone, it still doesn't give you the right to treat people like that, because Jen doesn't really take responsibility for her actions. Like, she just wants everybody to feel sorry for her, but then she doesn't realize that she's wrong. Because even in next week's episode, you see her saying like, oh, they don't want to start with me because I got all the receipts. Weren't you just feeling bad that your friends don't want to deal with you because you're messy? But you're still going to be messy. You're going to do the same thing that caused you to lose a really good friend. You're going to keep it up. Like, she just doesn't get that doesn't work for her. You can't mistreat people and then cry and say, I'm by myself, and have them feel sorry for you and still allow you to walk all over them. It doesn't work like that. Then maybe Evelyn will keep on giving her, room and, rope, not to hang us up, but I'm just saying, she'll keep on giving her room to come in and do those things because she feels bad for her. But Shawnee doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no friendship handbook where it says just because you're lonely and you've had a lot of heartbreak and heartache in your life, it's okay for you to hurt me. It's not. And she doesn't get it. Like, she doesn't get it. She doesn't really have anybody holding her accountable. Evelyn's not going to come for her because, again, I said Evelyn is probably shook that Jen has so much information on her and realizes how messy she really is when she tried to destroy her and all of that stuff came out. So Evelyn don't want no smoke with Jen. Kristen, no tea, no shade, is a flunky, so she's not going to check Jen. Shawnee don't want to be bothered with her because of the fact that Jen didn't care that she would have been hurt when she was trying to take down Evelyn. Tammy don't want nothing to do with Jen because Jen is just messy and, you know, she doesn't really have any loyalty to Tammy, so Tammy has seen through the season. Jackie don't want no smoke with Jen just because she just wants to be neutral. She's neutral this season and she likes it and she does not want to be in any drama. So in a sense, Jen is alone, but it's Jen's own doing. It's her mouth. You know what I mean? It's the way she treats people. It's the things that she says. If she changes that behavior, she won't be in the world alone. But she doesn't get it. She's forever the victim. And that is her problem. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about with this episode. This episode was heavy. There wasn't really a lot there. Next week is going to give us a little bit more drama and a little bit more juice. So that's the one I'm really, really interested in. But I did want to watch this just to see what is going on with the ladies, because we keep on getting weird hiatuses with this crew, and you know the show keeps on moving, and now because Love and Hip Hop Hollywood is here, now they're moving it to Sunday. Speaking of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, I am actually going to start reviewing it not this week, but the following weeks. A few of you have asked me about it, so if you're interested, I will review it. I'm only going to try it for about 3 or so weeks because I have a low tolerance for Love and Hip Hop. It starts off really good all the time, and then they just start doing ridiculous things and the quality becomes very poor mid-season and I just kind of check out. But if it's worth it, if you guys are into it, I'll stick with it. That's it for me. I want to start packing because I am filming another show tomorrow. Pray my strength. Anyway, if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you Sunday, this coming Sunday, for the next episode of Basketball Wives. Bye, guys. I gotta get a studio.